Hi all, and welcome to Amazon QuickSight Q session at DataCon LA 2021. I'm Gini Malik. I'm a data and ML engineer at Amazon Web Services. I'm here with my colleague Ying Wang. Ying, if you can introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Ying Wang. I am a senior data visualization architect in AWS. My responsibility it is unblock the power of QuickSight. Happy to have me here to introduce Amazon QuickSight Q. Thank you, Datacom, to give us this opportunity. Kenny, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you, Ying. We are here to talk about Amazon QuickSight Q. QuickSight Q is machine learning powered and has natural language query capability that allows you to ask questions about your data and get instant answers. We're here to introduce you to Q and get started fairly quickly and easily. This talk is targeted at attendees who are interested in natural language query, data analysis, and visualization of their data. The attendees are required to have basic data analysis skills and passion to answer questions about their data. Attendee without advanced technical expertise can also benefit from this session, and no machine learning knowledge is required. So, what do you do when questions are not answered by existing BI dashboards? We usually rely on thinly staffed BI teams to get answers, which typically could take days or weeks. So the question here is, and the challenge we are trying to resolve is, can we use natural language query to ask business questions? And in our simple language, we can just type our questions maybe to our dashboard and we get answer instantly. So we're here to talk about how QuickSight Q can help you resolve this problem. Let me share a dashboard where we have trending data of Olympics. But there could be questions which I need answers for, and they're not there in this dashboard, which I would have to raise request to a BI developer to have answers for. For example, maybe I just see a few visuals here about number of athletes by season, nations by season, and so on. What if I want to see the female athlete distribution by nations? I do not have that visual here anywhere on this dashboard. For this, as I mentioned earlier, I will have to raise requests and send emails to plenty of people and wait for them to add this visual. What if I told you we can just simply write our questions in this tab, in this window here, and then get instant answer from our QuickSight topic queue?
Thank you, Guinea, for presenters the challenging of the business questions coming from our user daily. Amazon QuickSight is right here to help you. Amazon QuickSight is the native BI service provided by AWS. It can be very easy to integrate with the other AWS service. And currently, QuickSight provide a new product called QuickSight Q. And QuickSight Q, it is right here to help you to answer those daily questions from the data. And besides that, once you get those questions to be answered, and the BI admin team, they can digest the feedback of those questions and try to enrich the dashboard by providing the highly clickable or highly demanded question answer to the dashboard. And now let me start to demo the Q topic about Olympic Games to all of you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. We can ask a bunch of questions to do a simple natural language searching. For example, we can ask which country has maximum medals. And you can see here this keyword, it is underscore because we detect we have a field which is country, and we have another field which it is medals. So we know we detect these two items. And then now we display for you the count of total medals in 2021. And because we have the data sets specifically for medal in 2021, how about if I would like to know the history of the medals distribution between the different countries? You can do that. This one, let me switch it to country. And then this one, let me switch it to the medal. Yep. Now we go to the historical data sets to count the medals for different countries. And why you do those flip over to change different fields? Later in the data modeling, we will explain to you the data modeling. We have different data sets, and we have to pick up the correct field in different data sets to display the correct answer. And when Q detect those things and then Q know, okay, we detected max, so we know we have to do a counting on the medals. And we ask which country, so they will translate the which country to be the group by. And in here, we are showing how can Q digest the question and translate into the query language in the QuickSight backend and from which datasets. And we do the automatically descending sorting by the count of medals. And why we have those different things, we will explain later how we make the tricks to display the data in this way. And if you would like to, for end user, if you would like to do some adjusting, you can see here. So for the medal, now we aggregation count. You can adjust the aggregation type, and you can also adjust the sorting type. Currently it's sorting descending. And you can also click here to change it to be table structure. Then we will display a table for you. You can continue click this one to see how can we improve the suggestion. We will explain the terminology later about the topic building. And we can ask another question, say who has the maximum gold medal? Then we will switch the question to the player. And yep, then we display the count of the medals grouped by player name. And then we apply the gold as a filter condition to the medal type. And now we can see this one from the historical datasets Olympics. Because later we will discuss about the data modeling. We don't have the player level data in the Olympic 2021 datasets. So that's why when we ask the player level question, it will automatically go to the historic Olympic datasets. And again, you can switch from the bar charting to a table and check more detail. And you can do like a descending to sort from highest to lowest one. And you can know, oh, okay, this player, flying fish, he is amazing. I would like to know more about his detail. Show me the player profile of. And now what QuickSight Q is doing, it is take this input as a cell value of the column player name. And then this one will be acting like a filter, like the where clause. And then go to display the field called player profile, including all those information, the name, the team, the sport he is playing, the height, the weight, and the average age. When he got those medals, what's the average age belong to Michael Phelps. And furthermore, we have some more interesting data set to show you the female player movement in the history of Olympics. For example, we can ask when women volleyball. You can see if you type and then you wait for a while, there will be the candidate recommendation for you to select which one you want to see. So when women volleyball introduce, and if you ask this question, yep, we will show you in the introduction of women Olympic sports. From these data sets, we will get the volleyball. We apply the volleyball as a filter condition in the field sport, and then show you which year we introduce volleyball as a female sports in Olympic. And you can ask a furthermore question. Let's say if you would like to know who women participant yearly trend. Yep. And let's look for it. So we will go to these data sets called Women in the Olympic Movement, and then display you this metric, this measure, and by year. And we apply a default filter on Olympic season equal to summer, and display this trending line for you. And if you would like to know, how about in winter, then you can specifically type in winter. Then we will switch the default filter from summer to the specifically type in winter here to display you winter Olympics yearly trending. And how we do later, we will show you the trick we are doing in the QuickSight topic developing. How can we make this trick happen? And you can do furthermore if you would like to ask more questions. For example, you can ask a question, say, who is the coach of Brazil and volleyball, for example. And we will go to these data sets to let you know, okay, the coach name is here in the table we display as the selector and group by, similar like a SQL language. And the volleyball we apply as a filter into the games. And Brillo we apply as a filter into the country to display you the information, who is the coach of this country and these sports. And that's on a high level the demo we would like to do. And now I will switch it to Guinea. Guinea will show you how to create a topic from the beginning, step by step. Thank you.
To our Q topic. So the topic which Ying had been showing about the Olympics data is the one we've created. As you can see, it already shows us some KPI visuals where we can see how the user has interacted with our topic, how they're leveraging to ask questions about their data. This and also there are many options. As you can see, user activity. Apart from this, you can get into details of how the user has interacted with your topic. So user activity tab helps us to understand how our data or how our end users engage with the topic. You can analyze your questions as to who is asking what questions. And based on this analysis, you can see what the end users are interested in. And you can add those specific visuals to your dashboard. You can review the positive feedbacks and the negative comments as well. You can also filter by the categories. As we can see, the positive feedback we've gotten about few questions. So these positive feedback increases your confidence in the answers generated by feedback by Q. So you can go here, and as we are here, you can see what was answered and what was generated by Q. So this was the question and this was generated, and you can see that different visual types which are available. You can also mark it as reviewed or linked to a visual. You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It is already reviewed. That's why we have a thumbs up here. So this is all what user activity is doing. You can also go to verified answers where some answers have been reviewed and verified by authors. Again, this is helping to increase confidence in the answers generated by Q. Now, I will show you how to create a Q topic from scratch by downloading some data from some public website, which we have already navigated to. So you can go to this website and download some publicly available Olympic data. So this is like historical data for Olympics. We come here and I just download this data set. As you can see, it has all these columns. I'll just go ahead and download this data set. I'll just unzip it, which you will not be able to see on my screen, but I'll just upload this data. Okay. Now let's navigate where we will have to create this data set. So the prerequisite to create this is you should have an AWS account where you should be able to create your QuickSight account. The QuickSight navigation and the home landing page looks like this. You can go to dataset and simply create new dataset. You upload the data file which we've just downloaded. So it'll be in my downloads, and it is some archives which we just downloaded. Okay. So now we are creating our data set. Okay, now we have this data. We can go and edit it. So since I'll just convert all these numerical values to string for now for this use case, because sometimes the publicly available data is not clean and it has some issues converting parsing all the data. So for this exercise, I'll just convert all these values to a string. And that's it. I'll save and publish this data and just cancel. Now I see this data is created a few seconds ago by me. This is the data set. So now let's go ahead and create this interesting topic, which Ying just showed us. And also we can do all these cool things, what Ying was able to do. So let's go back and let's start creating our topic. give it data on LA Olympics. You can give a description so that your end users know when they hover over the topic to understand like what metrics it is using or what are the fields or attributes which you're using in this. So let me write is data about Olympics. I'll just leave it at this. So there are two ways. You can either add a data set or import data set from a dashboard. So what we'll do is now that we've just created a data set, we'll just go ahead with that. So this is our data set. Okay, so let's go back and see if here that it is in progress, but we can still go and see how our data looks. You can preview the value for each field here. As you can see here, let's go see age. Yes, we are able to see all this data here. Right. So yeah, let's go now and enrich this metadata so that we help you to understand our simple language queries better. So for example, this ID is a unique identifier for each player. Let's now give it a role, which is a dimension or measure. Measure is mostly likely to be a calculated field. So we would like to use ID as a dimension. And also we can give the semantic type to be identifier and how we would like it to be counted. We would like distinct count on this field. Similarly for year, you can again, since you can see it's a numeric value, but it was by default measure, but we would like it to be dimension because we would like to do counts by year. So we can just do dimension. And in semantic type, we can choose date part and we can say year. Let's go and do it for medal. You can do for all other attributes as well. For example, for city, let's do for city. We'll choose our dimension and semantic type as location. And then we'll just choose city. Similarly, you can do for sports, events, and all. So now I would like to show you how to use this synonym field as well. Let's do it for a player. So the name is the attribute name, but we would like to refer to this field as a person or player. Sorry. And you can add player as synonyms. So if the end user is asking question about a player, person, or sportsman, sports person, then these terms can be used as synonyms. So it is dimension, and we can just leave it to be as a person because if we make it the semantic type person, then Q knows that we are talking about a person and it will be able to answer questions like who. So we are done here for this. And let's go back to medals. We would like to count medals again. And so we can do count for this. As you can see that this has non-applicable values as well, but then Ying will show you later in data modeling that how we filter it to not include these values. One more interesting thing I would like to show that how to configure even synonyms for values as well. So for F, you can say female, and you can add one more for male. So Q will know when you say F or M that we are talking about male or female. And done. Okay. So similarly, you can define all these other attributes as well. For example, I'll just do the last one that NOC is for country. the synonym, and we'll just leave all of it, as we can just make location and country. Okay. So now we are ready with our topic and we can start asking questions, or you can even iterate, you can change one thing, one field, and then start asking questions. So let's start asking, for example, show me number of medals for, okay, for Phelps. Okay, you can see it gives us a drop down as well, suggestions, and then just hit enter. So it is showing 30. As we notice, it should be 28, but it is showing the non-applicable values as well, which again will show in the filter how we are able to filter it. So yeah, this is the correct number. So I can even, as an end user or as an author, I can say like, I have reviewed it, it's the correct answer. I can just say mark as reviewed, so that when the end user is seeing it, they have more confidence in this data, or somebody goes to user activity, they're able to have this answer as verified. If I'm not content with this answer, I can just give a thumbs down and also write a comment as to why I feel that this is not the right answer, so that somebody can go and dive deep into the root cause and just help you to better understand this data. So this is the way it is like an easy way to get started with Q. You can create your own topic and then just enrich your metadata and then get started and start asking questions. So I'll just hand over to Ying now to go to data modeling and how best we can model our data so that it works best for QuickSight Q.
So now you can see the benefit of QuickSight. Usually to develop a dashboard takes days or even weeks. But with QuickSight, you can just easily build a topic, do the correct data modeling, and then provide a search bar. And any user can quickly, easily to search the question and then provide the business answer to those end user quickly. This Q functionality enable a small BI team to be able to instantly respond to their users' requirement. And after then, the BI team can digest and investigate what kind of question my end user would like to know. So we can prepare the dashboard to best satisfy to service our business users. The key benefit of Q, it is support a natural language question, and you can get answer in seconds, and you can ask about all of your data, and you can get started easily. Just mention from the summary page, you can see the statistics about the historical user activity. The different color will notify you the different answer of type and the distribution of the answers. And one thing just for information, as Guinea just explained, if you have a very small BI group, it might be very difficult for you to detect what kind of dashboard, especially the candidate dashboard you provide to your end user. By detecting the user question, the user behavior, so you can decide, oh, okay, some of the questions they ask very frequently. I might want to group those questions into different segmentation and then provide the corresponding dashboard to the end user. It will help the BI admin team a lot to do this kind of simple analysis. And in here, you can see we have the 5 different data sets. Why we design the data sets in that way? This one, the Olympics, is very, it is the same, it's similar as what Guinea just showed you in the topic creation step. So we have those fields, the age, city, events, year of game, and so on and so on. And in the Olympic 2021, we have different sets of the attributes. You can see we have sport player name, how many female, how many male, but we don't have the player level medals. And we have another data set. And in this data set, we have the country level medals. And we divide them into the bronze, gold, and silver medals, and the ranking, and so on and so on. But we don't have the granular level of the data in the historical Olympics performance data sets. So that's why we separate the data into 3 different data sets to display you different information. And that's also the reason why when we ask the medals counting of different players, you automatically go to the Olympic datasets. Because when Q detect, okay, you ask group by player, and you asking counting medal, then only Olympic datasets can satisfy your question. So we will automatically go to this dataset. And besides that, we provide 2 other datasets to provide you the information of the female sports introduced to Olympic. So actually there are only 2 fields. One is sport and one is which year these female sports introduced to Olympics. Forget about the other gray fields. That's during the development. In the beginning, we try to merge everything together, but we see, oh, we have the double counting problem. So we remove the other data sets out of these data sets. And Q still keep those fields inside the dataset interface to let you have a tracing capability to check the dataset's development history, why you do that in that way. But they are grayed out and you cannot do the include, exclude. Only for the real fields inside your datasets, you can use this toggle to do include or exclude. It should reverse. Include here, and you click here will be exclude. But for those grayed out, it is not like it's not the exclude fields. It's just because during the dataset development, we used to have it, but after all, we deleted it. So that's why you see they are grayed out. And where they goes into, it goes into here. The other fields, now we put them into these individual datasets to display the information. And why we do that? Because not only have year, but also have the Olympic seasons, which it is summer and winter. If we combine the 2 datasets together, all those number will be double counting. So we don't do that. That's why we separate them into different datasets. And one more thing we would like to show you, it is in here. Just high level how to do the data modeling in QuickSight datasets. Here we use one table which is on the player level for the 2021, and you can do like a show table preview so you know how many fields and the preview of data in this table. And we are using this table to left out join the other table to get the coach information and the team information and so on and so on. We can define the join condition here to consolidate all of those data belong to 2021 Olympics into these data sets. And that's also why when we ask who is the coach of Brazil volleyball, it automatically go to these data sets because only these data sets we provide the coach information. And if that's just a few data modeling, we just would like to do a simple introduction. Actually, in your real world production environment, the data modeling will be very, very complicated. And case by case, enjoy it, study it. And some other things we would like to share is the trick we are doing. So what kind of trick? The first thing first, we can edit a filter. And in the filter, you can put a name, you can choose which data sets, and you can choose which field, and so on and so on. And here we have one example. So if you choose filter here, then we will show you the filter. Because the data is not very clean, besides the three types of the metal, the gold, silver, bronze, we have one value called non-available. That's especially for the very old Olympic Games in 1900, 1904, some of that, we don't have the valid data. So that's why we apply this filter to exclude those medals type out. And when we do that, we check this one, and then we say always apply. In case if you really would like to see those non-available type of medal, then we will count it. Otherwise, we don't do any counting on those type of medal. And another thing it is here. Do you remember when we ask a question, we automatically apply the filter, say I only care about the Summer Olympics. And you see here we say apply always, unless the question results in a explicit filter from the datasets. So when I explicit ask for the Winter Olympics, then we will override this default filter and go to display the Winter Olympics. If you don't check this checkbox, then it will not automatically apply. You will have to use this filter as a field to apply it. So there's another thing, it is here. You can add a named entity. You can also choose the datasets, provide a description, and provide a synonym, and add the fields. And we have some example here for the named entity. For example, in this one, do you remember I say, hey, show me the player profile of Michael Phelps? We automatically display everything because we put every field together into this named entity so that when you type in player profile, we will display all the information. And you can put a synonym here. Synonym usage it is when you type in profile or information or player detail, and this named entity will appear in the recommendation candidate list for you to pick up. And yeah, this one is for the named entity. And one more advanced usage I would like to let you to try it is you can add a custom message. Here, for example, if you do know your limitation of your data modeling, and you can provide the description, say, we do not support question about these keywords and this time. So you can add the keywords here, and then you can type in the description here, and then you can save it. And when user hit this kind of question, we will display this custom message for this end user. And yep, so that's everything. I will switch back to Guinea, and we will try to close this discussion.
Hi. So thank you, Ying, for that amazing knowledge on all this modeling. That is really helpful. So we hope you really enjoyed our session and you get to go back and try to create topic on your on a topic which like you really enjoy and a topic of your choice. So thank you so much for having us here at DataCon LA. So yeah, have a great day. Thank you. Bye.